On the track of the evening, 7 contests, 7 wins, presenting from Fayerswood by the female cup, the undefeated
Both of them to me,
the always line, Mr. John Lincoln from America. This is 8 premium conference.
Here we go then. Chief support of the evening, Jake Bulger's in with Jamie Quinn. Over 8 rounds, at lightweight. Joining me back on commentary for the 3rd time tonight, Sean Bastow of Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat.
3rd time lucky.
3rd time lucky. You've had all the finest lads on your podcast recently, haven't you?
Yes.
I believe Jake was one of them.
Yeah, it was funny actually. A funny little story that we. I actually went round to Jake's mum's to do the podcast, and when I turned up, he was offering me tea and biscuits, and he wanted me to get the biscuits off him because it was so close to the fight, and I can imagine how they feel, dieting for so many weeks and getting so close, and the temptation's there.
Yeah, I can't help but think I'd be sneaking a few of those biscuits if I had them lying around the house and I was trying to make weight. I suppose that's why we sit on this side of the ropes, isn't it?
That's exactly why we sit on this side of the ropes.
Got lovely hands, Jake Bulger, really quick.
Yeah, he's in with a tough test tonight against Jamie Quinn.
Yeah, you know what you're going to get from Jamie, don't you? We mentioned it earlier. A bit like Darryl Sharp, Anthony Collar was saying, wasn't he, that he's one of these guys that come and have a go, and he's the elite level of journeyman, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, there's quite a few out there. We've spoke about this in the past, and there's quite a few elite journeymen, and I think Jamie Quinn's definitely one of them, along with people like Darryl Sharp as well.
Yeah, and if Jamie senses that he can get a win, he will go for it.
Oh yeah, we've seen it many a time. People like Jamie, Will Warburton, people of that nature have sometimes come and upset the apple cart, and you just never know what's going to happen. Jake started really well though here so far. Like you said, fast hands, working really well. Jamie looks like he's come to have a go, and he caught him with a cracking right then.
Yeah, he took it well, Bulger, though, didn't he? He didn't take a step back from it. You know what he's going to get from these finest guys. The hand speed of all the fighters is phenomenal. We saw it with Dale Coyne earlier. Dylan Evans making his debut. They throw so many punches in bursts with such quick hands that land on the target.
It's the lateral movement as well that impresses me with all 3 of them tonight. They've all been on the toes.
Yeah, and when they do throw, they don't waste a lot, which is key, I think, because it can take a lot out of a fighter if he's busy, but he's missing the target. But Dylan did it earlier, and so did Dale, and Bulger's doing it here. When he's throwing, he is landing it, and they're effective shots that he's throwing. Nice work again from Bulger, just touching the head.
Yeah. Again, he's just stepping off every time he's going in, getting a few shots off, stepping back out, stepping back in.
Yeah, he's just finding the range, and he just touching Quinn with that jab and then throwing shots to the body. And it's over 8 rounds tonight, so he's got an opportunity to throw these body shots for them to have an effect later on in the fight. A bit naughty from Jamie Quinn, that leading with the head, and so early on in the fight to get a warning as well. It's a bit silly, really, because he does it again and he's got a point off.
I think he was trying to rough Jake up a little bit there, isn't he? He's trying to sort of enforce himself on Jake. He's threw actually quite a few good shots in, to be fair to Jamie. Jake's looked really well on the movement so far. Decent round from him there.
Yeah, that's the first round in the bag of 8. And for you personally, you've started Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat, and now you've got the podcast going. It's going really well, isn't it?
Yeah, Beyond the Ropes Boxing podcast. Obviously, we've had a lot of the VIP fighters coming on to the podcast, and we're going to have a lot more coming on as well. It's really good to get an insight into the life of these guys, and we had all 3 of the guys from the finest gym that have been on. They give us some great stories about the weight, about how long they go off on food binges after fights, and these things like that. It's really interesting things like that. People want to hear about.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you don't really get those stories, do you? There's not a lot of people covering the up-and-coming fighters and the stories they've got, because it's a very different perspective to when these guys get to the top.
Yeah, VIP.
Well,
VIP do a fantastic job of it, and that's one of the big things. You know, they promote a lot of up-and-coming, really good fighters. People like Jake, Dale, Dylan. We've had Kieran Jones on tonight. Kane Gardner was on tonight. You know, a lot of really good fighters on tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see that VIP, the fighters are getting up there now. You know, Terry Flanagan just moved up, and he'll be challenging to become a 2-weight world champion. You got Josh Warrington, who's just won his final eliminate. So there's guys that are getting to the top elite level as well, and that's encouraging for these lads, because you know those type of fighters have boxed on the small shows like this. You know, like Kell Brook was on the Jolly Boys show once, and then look at where he went.
Yeah, exactly.
And there we go again. That head's coming from Jamie Quinn, and he can't keep doing that.
No.
We're only 2 rounds into the fight, and this is his second warning for it as well. It's dangerous stuff.
He's really trying to get on Bulger's chest, and I think he's trying to fight in the pocket, and obviously Bulger's using his movement, you know, and hand speed to, you know, to sort of pepper Jamie Quinn with them shots and get in and get out.
It's just a bit silly from Jamie Quinn, really, wasn't it? There's no need for him to do it.
Well, one thing's for sure, he's definitely come to have a fight tonight anyway.
Yeah, you often get that, you know. He's got the chance to go in there tonight, and he'll be wanting to get a win, but Bulger's looking smooth at the moment, picking his shots nicely.
He just needs to continue with the lateral movement. That's definitely what's working for him so far. You know, getting the shots in, stepping off.
Yeah, definitely. He's not standing there either, Bulger. He's moving his feet nicely, just taking Quinn round the ring.
Quinn's getting a few good shots in himself, though, to be fair. And Bulger's taking him well.
You know what you're going to get from Jamie Quinn, though. He wants to stand there and have a fight.
We've got some other interesting people watching the VIP TV tonight. Jordan Thompson, Curtis Cagano, Michael Gomez Jr. all watching. Mark Leach as well.
Not a bad group of fighters there.
No, not at all.
Jordan Thompson looked devastating last time out, didn't he? Love to see him with the likes of Sam Hyde next. You know, all those up-and-coming cruiserweights. Jack Massey's another one.
Yeah.
That mix is just bubbling towards the British title level at exactly the right time, and hopefully those fights can be made, and we'll see who the best out of the 3 is.
I've seen Bulger, he landed a really good body shot not too long ago, and it's been sort of the president of Steve Mail at Fighters tonight. You know, they've worked really well to the body.
That's a nice shot from Jamie Quinn to the body.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Just triple that jab up, and then as Bulger raised his hands, the body shot came in. Bulger responded well. Another round in the back for Jake Bulger, I think, for me. Boxing in Oldham's booming at the moment, isn't it? Mark Heffron's sat ringside. He's got a big chance against Lewis Taylor in 2 weeks' time. We just had him on commentary, and he can't wait for that. But like John said earlier, Zelfa Barrett had his chance last weekend in Leeds, and he looked devastated, and he took that chance. And fighters like Mark, when they get on TV with BT Sport, and got a big opportunity to impress.
Yeah, they definitely have, and I think we're going to see these types of fighters like Mark Heffron, you know, on the big stages very, very soon. We've got some other great fighters, obviously, from VIP as well, that have been on the big stages recently, like Masha Dodd. He was one of them in particular who had a great performance in Liverpool.
Yeah, and they're talking about Lewis Ritson for him, aren't they, for the British title?
Yeah, I did see that on Twitter.
That'll be an interesting fight, because Ritson looked quality last time out, but you know what Masha brings. He's relentless, and he's never going to give up. Nice working punches from Bulger there.
Yeah, good combinations to head and body there. Stepping off.
I like the little feints he's doing as well. He's just making Quinn think about it. Well, there you go, there's another feint.
That's exactly what Steve Miller is telling him to do. We can hear Steve not too far away from us telling him, feint and move, feint and move. He's doing a pretty good job of it tonight, Jake.
Yeah, we're in the gym with Alex Matvienko on Tuesday, and he was saying that even when you're not being busy, just feint with your feet or with your hands or with your body. Just make your opponent think that something's coming, because then they're on edge and they're using energy trying to avoid shots that aren't even coming.
The thing is, it draws the lead as well,
Yeah.
and with it drawing the lead, it could potentially give the opportunity for the fighter to land that punch that they're looking for. Some good shots there. I think that hurt Jamie Quinn.
Yeah, he just tapped his body there and laughed at Bulger. You never know, but usually it's a sign, isn't it? When
It's
they
always an
laughing.
indication.
I mean, Christian Lake did it in the last fight, didn't it? Seemed to be laughing his whole way through it, but I think it's because he was in pain. That was a nice counter from Bulger. Just saw that one coming from Quinn. That's a lovely shot to the body and then back up to the head. Bulger's just showing glimpses of what he can do in here, isn't he?
Yeah.
With the odd combination that he's throwing.
Not seen as much from Jamie this round, though.
Yeah, and I think Bulger's work's been a lot better in this round, a lot cleaner. Quinn was catching a lot in the last one, but especially
Good
to the
shot
body, Bulger's hitting him quite a bit more.
And just as I say that, he comes on the offensive.
Oh, it's always the way. That was a nice shot from Bulger again to the body. It's been a real pattern of the finest fighters. They've been really ripping them into the body tonight. That's good from Bulger, just punching in bursts and then moving around.
Yeah.
Another round in the back for him.
I am quite impressed with his movement tonight. Actually, he's utilising the ring space really well.
Yeah, and talking to the finest, Jim, obviously you've got Terry Flanagan who's just moved up to 140, and he's number one contender there, isn't he? So he'll be looking to try and get that title and become a two-weight world champion, which is no easy feat.
Yes, just to confirm, Curtis, yes, it is the same Sean Bastow commentating.
The ever-entertaining Curtis Gargano.
Oh.
I love the alley shuffle he does when he puts his hands up and does the alley shuffle.
We did an interesting podcast with Curtis actually a few weeks ago, The Life of a Journeyman. Give it a listen. It was really good stories from Curtis. Good respect for the man.
He's a fantastic character, isn't he?
Seconds out, round 4.
Here we go, round number 4. Straight on the offensive from Bulger there. Straight to that body then again. He's, again, like you've just said before, he's a lot of the Malek fighters really targeting the body tonight.
Curtis Gargano calling it the truffle shuffle.
We love the truffle shuffle.
Just needs to keep busy here, Bulger, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Throwing combinations, throwing bursts.
Good shot from Jamie there, but great response again from Bulger.
Good work from Bulger on the inside then. Just as Quinn went to break, the referee hadn't called it. He just landed it, short little uppercut in there.
that's what you want as well. The thing is, obviously, Jamie's trying to turn it into that type of a fight, and obviously Bulger's, working on the back, working on the lateral movement. But he's also shown there that he can work on the inside as well, throwing them uppercuts in.
Yeah, Quinn's had little spells in the fight so far where he's had success, but really, Bulger's a busier fighter, and he seems to be landing a lot more.
He's got a really good engine, hasn't he, Jake? He's been pretty non-stop throughout the fight so far. And I think with the body shots that he's throwing in against Jamie, you're expecting in the later rounds to see Jamie slow down a little bit more and show less offensive.
Nice shot again from Bulger, that lead right hand.
Took one on the way in though there, and took a few from Jamie Quinn.
That was a nice little combination from Quinn then. Drawing the guard up and then a couple of shots to the body, Jake Bulger. Remember last time out, Bulger got, I think it was from a head clash, he had a massive lump on his head.
Yeah,
it's a painful one at the Victoria Warehouse, but no lasting effects of that one. It's always worrying when you see a fighter's head swell up like that, but Bulger's back fighting fit, and he's putting a decent performance in there, but Quinn's having little spells of success.
No, he's not here to lie down, is he? That's the thing. He's here to put up a fight, and he is doing so far, and he caught Bulger with a couple in that round. I think, obviously, for me, Bulger got a little bit more involved on the inside than he normally would, and that's probably what's led to, the receiving on the receiving end of a couple of punches there. But not to take that away from what he's been doing so far with all the lateral movement and the head and body combinations. Really good so far from Jake.
Second down, round 5.
Round 5 of 8 then. Bulger straight out on the front foot like he's done in so many of these rounds so far. Nice shot to the body again. Fantastic work from Bulger there. And Quinn's just slowed down a little bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, but as well as I said that, didn't he, in a couple of rounds ago, I expected, the body shots are going to take the toll at some point, and they're going to start to slow down. And Jake looks like he's trying to use the lateral movement again now, but he's coming on the front foot, trying to put them body shots in.
Very busy fighter, Bulger, isn't it? He loves to throw in combinations very often. You don't really see periods of time where he's not throwing. But it's quality shots that he throws as well, isn't it? Yeah. That's the key to it.
Jamie Quinn's having a good little spell as well this round. He's trying to throw a few in. He's been successful with just a couple, but showing a bit more offensive though this round.
Yeah, maybe he had the first 30 seconds to a minute of the round off, and he's really going for it now, isn't he?
Yeah, some great shots there.
Yeah, Bulger's covered up well though. I didn't think he took any of them to the body. He's catching them all on his arms and his elbows.
Exactly where obviously Jamie Quinn wants to try and get him. He's on the ropes, but again, I've talked about it a few times in the commentary that he's using all the lateral movement. He's getting in, getting out, moving around, stepping off. Done a lot of that tonight.
That was a nice left up through the guard of Quinn, just catching him. Quinn likes to lead with that triple jab, doesn't he? He just kind of pushes the head of Bulger back before releasing that right hand straight down the middle. Just opens the guard up quite nicely for him to throw that shot.
close one, not then. He nearly took a good right hand from Quinn.
Yeah, he has got to be careful about what's coming back because Quinn can hit quite hard, but he's dealing with him okay at the moment. It depends what the referee likes, I suppose. If he likes those bursts that Quinn's giving or the sustained pressure from Bulger. I'm favouring Bulger so far, to be honest, but you never know, do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think looking at the round so far, what we've had, I think Bulger would be taking the most of the rounds, but there's some rounds that have been a little bit closer. I think Jamie Quinn's, he's backed Bulger up onto the ropes a couple of times, and again, do the judges like them type of things? Yeah, they do. Some judges like it, some judges don't. They prefer the purist side of boxing, which Bulger's shown a lot of tonight.
Yeah, he's breathing quite heavily in the corner, Jamie Quinn there. But then again, he's been there and done it really, hasn't he, the 8 rounds.
It might be possible that you might see him sort of step off the gas a little bit in this round, have a bit of a breather, and then maybe try to step it up in round 7 and possibly 8. Yeah,
you see it often in long distance fights that occasionally a fighter will have a round off, so to speak, and just get behind that jab and move about for a while.
It's been a good fight for Jake so far, really good test for him. Trying to get through that guard with a ramrod of a jab there from Bulger.
That was a lovely step back from Bulger just to make Quinn miss. And
Quinn going for it now in the corner. But Bulger not letting him have anything there.
Yeah, he tucked up nicely, Bulger, then took the shots on the gloves and came back. But Quinn's really come out with some intent in this round.
And there was us just saying that he maybe having a bit of a breather this round.
Yeah, never make predictions in commentary because they're always wrong. That was nice work from Bulger, just feinting and then touching.
Feint to the body, yeah.
You can hear Steve Mailer next to us calling for that, just touching down to the body, making Quinn cover up so he can't fire back. Lovely left hook to the body there, right round the arm of Quinn.
Yeah, he's focused again, back to the body in this round. Yeah, he seems to be working really well as well.
Quinn's not very busy, but when he's putting it all into those shots, and he looks like he's looking for one shot to stop Bulger, whereas Bulger's sustained pressure, he's landing in bursts.
And with Quinn, he's looking for the opportunity to back Bulger up onto the ropes and unload, as you've seen a few times in the fight. Good shot to the body that there from Bulger.
That's that again from Quinn, isn't it? That triple jab.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to say? Yeah, that seems to be his go-to shot, really, isn't it? Just push Bulger back with that left hand and then fire the right hand over. But I think Bulger's become aware of that, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, he seems to have sort of telegraphed him really well. He took a couple to the body then. Like we said earlier about Quinn's backing Bulger up onto the ropes. That was another example of it there. He's trying to get him back onto the ropes in that type of a fight. But Bulger sort of trying to take centre ring again now.
Coming towards the end of this round, and Quinn's put a lot more into that round, hasn't he? He's put a lot more pressure on Bulger.
Yeah.
Just looking on the Facebook stream, someone asking about Kane Gardner. Yeah, he looks outstanding. Dropped Christian late on his way to a 40 points to 35 win, and you don't see Christian hit the canvas very often. So to do that,
not at all.
You've got to be a good fighter, and he's one to watch for the future, certainly. Keep the comments coming on the Facebook stream. If you've got any questions, let us know what you think of the fights. 2 rounds of this one, and then the main event of the evening, Charlie Schofield in with Chris Nixon. Another 8-round contest, this time at light heavyweight. Charlie's a big guy for light heavyweight, and he'll be looking to get stoppage tonight. I think he'll want to get stoppage after being in with the toughest light heavyweight there is, Curtis Gargano.
Yes. On 2 separate occasions this year.
Yeah, his opponent failed a medical last time out, and
Yeah.
there's only a couple of light heavyweights around that'll step in on a day's notice, and Curtis is one of them. Just falling a little bit short of that right hand, Bulger.
Yeah. Fell in a little bit then.
He's a really busy fighter, Bulger. He's just constantly throwing throughout the contest.
Oh, I said it earlier, you know, he's really impressed me with the engine he's got. He's got a really good engine. He just doesn't stop. We've not seen him take a breather in any round just yet. I think, you know, as well, he's also worked really well at times on the inside when he's needed to. You know, the type of fight he's fighting, you know, he wants to work with the movement, work with the combinations in and out, but at times when he's had to fight on the inside, he has threw some good shots in.
Yeah, I think he's one of them that's quite underrated on the inside. It's cute little shots that sometimes you don't quite see him, but your opponent's feeling them. Just little uppercuts to the head and hooks to the body that are landing on the inside.
Some good shots from Quinn, but great response from Bulger now.
Lovely head movement there to avoid that uppercut.
Great shots again there from Bulger.
With that right hand, the hook to the body and then straight up to the head. Phenomenal work. Bit naughty from Bulger with the head there, but he's got away with it. He's been really busy this round, hasn't he? He's putting the pressure on now.
They might feel that, you know, Jamie Quinn's tiring a little bit now and working that body again and switching up to the head. But again, Jamie Quinn's still showing that he's not there for no reason. He's doing really well.
Nice little head movement from Quinn. You don't often see that from him. Just ducking under the shot from Bulger. And Joe Pennington in the corners. He's asking Quinn to keep coming forward. Lovely right up to the body again.
Bulger covering up well at the end there from that offensive from Quinn, and that's the end of round number 7.
I think he's pretty happy in the corner, Bulger there, just giving trainer Steve Mayer a little smile. He's happy with how things are going in there at the moment.
How would you compare it to his last performance? I think for me personally, he's improved. He's come on, you know, quite a few leaps and bounds from the last performance. He looks a lot busier. A very good engine, very good work, very good body shots.
Yeah, he's one of these fighters that's always improving, isn't he? And he's been very busy tonight, and over the 8-round distance, he's been constantly punching. First time up to 8 rounds, isn't it? So
yeah,
he seems to be dealing with that well, which is a testament to his fitness. You know, going into the 8th round, he hasn't stopped punching. He's been relentless with his pressure, and he'll be looking to do that again in the last round. Nice work again from Bulger. Switching from head to body quite effectively. That left hook being the shot to the body that's working now.
I think Jake will be looking out to go out on a high note in this fight. First time doing 8 rounds, as you said earlier.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if Quinn gets the decision. I think Bulger's looked in control for 90% of this contest. There's only been a few bursts from Quinn, nothing more than that, and Bulger seems to be dealing with him well.
Yeah, a little smile between one another then. And Bulger fancies this.
I'll tell you what, Quinn's put in a few good combinations, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It just illustrates that these guys have deceptive records. They are good fighters in there, all these journeymen.
Into the last minute, last 40 seconds now.
That sums up the fight really, doesn't it? Quinn's fired a couple of powerful shots in and Bulger just responded with 3 or 4 real quality shots. It's been the difference between the two really.
And I think that's what the judges will look at. They'll look at when Quinn has put an offensive on, how has Bulger responded to that, and each time has responded to it with combinations of his own.
Yeah, we're drawing towards the end of this contest now and Bulger's just got to stick this out, I think.
Jamie Quinn urging Bulger in then. Good shot to the body from Quinn, that.
Yeah, this is one of the more adventurous performances from Jamie Quinn that I've seen. He does fancy it at times, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There we go then. For me, Bulger's got that one quite comfortably, and I think you'll agree with me on that one.
Yeah, totally agree. Like I said, Jamie Quinn had these moments within the fight. He backed Bulger up to the ropes a few times, but like I've just said earlier, it's the response from Bulger that will be remembered more than the attack from Quinn, and I think the judges will score this the majority of the rounds to Bulger, I would have thought.
Yeah, and Quinn had a few moments of success, but really Bulger dominated throughout, didn't he, with the shots that he was throwing.
Yeah, like I said earlier, again, I'm impressed with Jake tonight. I think he's come on leaps and bounds from his last fight.
Yeah, and stepped up to weight as well. Just giving us a little nod there. I think he knows he's got the win. But it's boxing, isn't it? Stranger things have happened.
Well, we've seen that over the past couple of months, haven't we? With some very controversial decisions.
Ladies and gentlemen, after rounds of boxing, referee John Latham has scored this contest 78 points to 75 points for your winner, hailing from Fellsworth. Now defeated in 8 professional contest and also the classic international masters championship.
Jake Bulger takes this one.
Jake Bulger.
Yeah, for me, it's slightly too close on the scorecards, but at the end of the day, win's a win, isn't it, I suppose? And
Commentator's curse.
yeah, as always. So just keep quiet.